Hey, nerd babies. This is Sheenabot with Wes Smith, the portrait
Nerd
dude.
babies, I like that.
Today, we're going to be talking about his awesome photography that you've seen in
Jeez.
multiple magazines, don't even,
C2E2.
that you've seen in multiple magazines, and you know they're kick ass.
Mm.
So, my question for
You can't say
you,
kick-ass to nerd babies. That's impressionable young nerd minds.
I'm sorry, nerd
Kick
babies. I
butt.
apologize for. He fixed it. Okay. So, first off, my question to you is what has been the most fun photo shoot you've ever
Oh my
done?
lord. Probably the most fun one I'd say is I did a Spider-Verse shoot, and I didn't realize how many people was gonna be there. So there was like 16 different people, and I showed up at the top of a parking garage in Columbus, and I showed up and it was just like all these cars were parked and they had like all these nerd stickers on the back of them. I'm like, are these all my people? This is great. So we got to shoot on top of a parking garage. We got some really neat shots. They scared me half to death by getting up on the edge, and they wouldn't leave until I got the freaking shot. Dakota, that's you. You know what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, I mean that was a really fun one. We've had other memorable ones, like having a police chopper called on me. That was not good times, and two squad cars. So, yeah, you get really interesting stories whenever you do this, especially kind of out among the muggles. Conventions, they kind of roll with it. They're just like, oh, that's more nerds, whatever. But police and they don't understand so much. But they were very nice. Yeah.
Okay, so now you've also answered my next question. You have had the police call on you.
Multiple times.
So-
Yes. Never arrested.
So I can pass that question.
Yes.
What has been the most difficult photo shoot you've ever done?
I would probably have to say it's actually one of my first ones because it was with Miracle Burns, and you guys should totally check out her page. Just look up Miracle Burns. She does amazing stuff. Visual Insanity of Miracle on Facebook. Plug. But anyway, so it was one of the first shoots that I'd done at Cincinnati Comic Expo, and if you guys know Cincinnati, you know the real life building that was the Hall of Justice inspiration for the Super Friends is there. So we was like, okay, let's head over there and let's shoot. We got kicked off of the property, by the way. So whenever we rolled up, it was like, okay, I've been trying for weeks to get a hold of these people, and I can't get official permission, which is cool now. So I know the people that work there. Love you guys. But anyway, so we rolled up, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna set a timer to how long we get kicked off of here. What she didn't know is that my normal flash, I just got two spare flashes just for the heck of it. I just started using off-camera flash. My normal flash got broke by my roommate by accident that morning, so I was using two completely different flashes. I had no clue how to use them, and you couldn't adjust the power on them. They just popped full power, and we were shooting at 11 o'clock in the day with the sun shining towards where she was standing. So the sun was always in her face, these harsh shadows. That was a lot of Photoshop work. But Miracle was fantastic. The location was fantastic. It was just not planning on my part, and I've got backups and stuff like that now to where that's not going to happen. But yeah, that was the most probably not problematic one, but I wasn't really ready for the depth of what I was getting into. And after that, I'm like, okay, I need to get some stuff. So.
Okay, I have another one. If at any point you want to stop, you let me know.
No, that's fine.
Because I got two more.
That's what she said.
Okay, so this question is, I forgot it because you said that. ADD is fun, guys.
Right.
Okay, no. What else was I going to ask you? Okay.
Yes.
For aspiring photographers, especially ones that are trying to do cosplay, would you have any advice to give to them?
Just do what you love to do. That sounds stupid, but don't look at other people's stuff and say, okay, I'm going to shoot like this because that's what's popular. I'm going to shoot like this because that's what's popular. Whenever I first started shooting, I looked around. I was like, okay, what's this cosplay thing? I don't really understand what it is. I said, dude, I've read comic books my whole life. This is fantastic. But I didn't know that there was as big of a following and as big of a thing as there is at conventions and stuff. So I looked around. I did a first cosplay shoot just on a parking garage in Athens, and it was supposed to be my friend as Batman. And he was like, can I bring a few friends? I'm like, yeah, sure. So again, I roll up, and there's like half a dozen cars, and we got Batman, we got Spider-Man, Batgirl, we got a mugger. And I was like, why do we have a mugger? It's like, oh, we're going to shoot in the alley, and Batman's going to beat the snot out of him. And I'm like, that's totally
That's
Batman. I'm down with
fabulous.
that. Yeah. So we shot, and within 10 minutes of starting that, I had no clue what I was getting into, but I had been very frustrated with my other photography, and I'd quit for almost a year before that. I was like, I'm done freaking shooting babies. I don't want to shoot weddings. I don't want to shoot people. They just get on my nerves. This is not for me. I was like, I love doing photography. I don't want to shoot all of this stuff. It's just like I knew what I didn't want to do, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. Find something that really resonates with you, whether that's shooting anime, whether that's shooting manga, whether it's shooting just anything. Find something that you're knowledgeable about and that you love, and you can branch out from that. And don't feel like you have to shoot everything, because that can kind of be a trap that a lot of photographers feel like into. Find something to specialize in that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Be nice if somebody contacts you and is like, hey, I want to shoot this. I was like, I'm sorry, either like if you're not available, I'm sorry I'm not available from that, I'm already full, or, I'm not really sure, but always be nice about it. Be nice to the cosplayers, be nice to the security guards whenever they give you crap, because they're just doing their job. Be nice to the popo, because they can throw you in jail.
That's like the best advice right here.
Be nice to the popo. But, yeah, just find something that you like to do, and my advice is always find 2 things about your own photography that you hate, find a way to fix that, and then start shooting towards that, and that'll kind of help develop your own style and stuff like that. Because with me, whenever I started looking at convention type stuff, I'm like, you can always see people in the background. I don't want people in the background. And, reading the stories and stuff, I'm like, I don't want to have to walk an hour to get to a cool place to shoot. I want to be able to shoot anybody, anywhere, at any time. So I just started messing around, and I've never had like any training in photography, so I just watched a lot of YouTube,
Wow.
and I watched a lot of Frono's Photo, but plug. So just watching a lot of that stuff, and then trial and error and error and error and error and error, because you're gonna fall down so many times before you find your groove. But yeah, just pick 2 things that you don't like, and find a way to fix that. So with me, it was shooting to where I've got the really dark backgrounds and stuff like that, and just blasting the crap out of people with lights. And because I can shoot like 10 feet away from somebody, and you won't see them. And we don't have to move, because I can just kind of shoot wherever, whenever, and then they can get back to the con. So you just, find 2 things that you don't like, be nice to people, be real. If you don't want to shoot something, be nice about it. Don't be that guy. Some of you are that guy. Don't be that guy. But just treat people with respect. Treat them the way that you want to be treated, and it all goes back around.
Okay, and I have my one last question.
No problem.
You've photographed quite a few famous cosplayers. What has been your I call it fanboy. Everybody calls it fangirl. I'm going to call it fanboy. Who have you fanboyed the much over?
In this case, it was a fangirl moment because I squealed. It was Belle Cher. Whenever I met her a couple years back at Cincinnati Comic Expo, she was a guest. Whenever I first started looking into, looking up what cosplay was and cosplay photography and stuff like that, you look up cosplayers, and it's just like Belle, 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 and I'm going, holy crap. This is amazing. She's doing characters that I love, characters from video games and comic books that I just absolutely love. She looks fantastic whenever she does it, and it's just like all the stories and stuff that people would say, or the stuff, her responses to those was very genuine and very, very nice. So I'm like, I really want to meet with her. That's like a bucket list item. So I got to meet with her at Cincinnati Comic Expo during the Geek Prom that they have. Again, Cincinnati Comic Expo. Another plug. Last one, I swear. No, I don't. It's a fantastic convention, and I went there, and she was dressed as evening gown Thor. This was right whenever the whole Thor is a girl now thing dropped. Not Lady Thor.
2014, Thor. Goddess of Thunder.
Right?
Yes.
She didn't leave me hanging.
Sorry, I was looking at her.
That's fine. Don't look at the camera. Give me a bump. But so whenever I showed up, I'm like, hello. I said, because I contacted her ahead of time. I was like, hi, I'm the portrait dude. And then she goes, oh, yeah. She said, I looked at your work. I love your work. And I was like, just a moment. And I was like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. And then I went, okay, cool. Nice to meet you. And then she goes, we're going to get along fine. And, I got to shoot her Lady Thor there. And that was one of those deals that's just like, I want to get some shots of this so I can debut it. And I was like, how's here? And she goes, we're behind the stage to the costume thing. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Come here. And, I just kind of hit her with a light, and she posted it, and it just went, and she was just like, you want to shoot my gambit? And I'm like, yeah, I do. So her Lady Gambit just blew up and stuff like that. So it was just you know, her Batwoman that we shot, or not Batgirl, Batwoman,
KK guys.
right? Yes. So the internet will rip you to pieces for that. Over at Rocky Mountain Con, we
Tired.
I'm tired. I'm shooting for 12 hours today. But whenever we shot over there, it was one of those deals like, again, I've got a few minutes. Hey, we're just like, and she knew how we rolled at that point. She was like, hey, can you shoot me? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we got one shot of her where she just like folded up her cape and kind of did like this, and I did a spotlight thing on her, and we was right in the middle of the con floor, and she posted it and tagged like Alex Ross? Yes. And so many people was like, this looks like one of his paintings, this looks like one of his paintings, because I want my style to have that comic book look to it, and just that punch and the contrast and stuff that the comic books have, because that's what I grew up. I didn't grow up watching anime. I've been dragged kicking and screaming into anime just for character reference. But the Death Note and Sword Art Online are pretty awesome. So I was more of a comic book guy. And whenever she posted that, she tagged him and he responded. He was just like, "Senpai, mother freaking noticed me! Oh my God!" You know. So it was an experience. It was really great. And anytime that I get to work with her, it's always great. We just love hanging out with each other and stuff. And I'm gonna get to see her again later on this year at the Cosplay and Photography Expo in New Hampshire, I think. So I got invited out there to be a guest and do some panels and do some workshops and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about that because it's like the first time doing
So look out for more awesome pictures, guys.
Oh my God, it's some stuff I want to shoot there.
That was the last question I had for you.
Awesome.
Thank you
Very
so
cool. No problem.
much.
Thank you.